dear students, welcome you all back to our social class. We are dealing with Civics 5th chapter, working of the institutions. So in that we saw about the office memorandum, we saw Mandal Commission, we have been seeing about the decisions that are being taken in the parliament and what is an parliament, what are their functions, and in that two houses are prevailing, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, we saw in the previous class, along with the function of the parliament. Now we are getting into the new topic, that is the political and the permanent executives. You see, we have political and permanent executives. So first, by just remembering the story of the office memorandum with which the chapter started, we could found out that the person who signed the document is generally the office people, like it is an personal and training authorities were being the person who signed the office memorandum. Okay, so here you can find that their decision is not taken by them at all, but he was only executing the policy. Yes, so he is executing the policy of decision taken by someone else. Who is that someone else? Someone else is the parliament. Okay, so what happens here? Here you can find the political executives have planned something like to implement a law based on their decision. Okay, so but what happened? It has been just signed by the personal and the training office authorities. Okay, so just what that is the difference between the political executive and permanent executive. Here the members who are all there in the parliament are considered as the political executives, and the person who are all there in the administrative activities of the government, like the civil servant, the office person in the government office, are considered as the permanent executives. So now you can understand the difference between the political and permanent executive. Yes, my dear students. Yes, so we can even know that we also know that he would not have taken decision if it did not have the support of Lok Sabha. Yes, the permanent executive may not have signed. Okay, the permanent executive may not have signed unless it is approved by the political authority, right? Yes or no? So he would have not got the support unless and until the political party supports them. So they are interdependent with each other. So they are interdependent with each other. Okay, ma? So can you understand now? So in the executives, no, you can find there are a lot of different that are prevailing. There are different levels of government we can find which are being functioning every day wise. Okay, even in the political aspect and even in the permanent political activities wise also, you can see that there is a lot of changes, lot of difference of function which has been prevailing among them. Okay, if you see here, you can find that the political executives are totally different. The political executives do only the decision making authority. They take day to day decision. So who is going to take day to day decision? It is going to be done by the political authority. So the political authority is only going to do the day to day decisions. Okay, and but they do not exercise supreme power. So they don't have any supreme power of their own. Okay, they are fully dependent on the common people. The political executive is fully dependent. It is on behalf of the common people only they are doing. All those functions are collectively known as executive. all those functions which have been done by them by day to day taking decision is known as executive. So now it is called as the political executive. Okay ma. So next thing you can see here is that they are called executives. Why they are being called as executive? It is because they are in charge for executing of the policies. Okay, they are in charge of executing the policies. Okay, so that is why they are called as the executives. Okay, so thus we take that the government was usually means it is executive government. Okay ma. So now we'll see in detail the executives and their functions. If you see here, you can find the one which is elected by the people. So one who is elected by the people for only specific period of time. So we have the MLAs, MPs, all these people are elected by the people for specific time. Specific time means 5 years. Okay, so for the specific time only they were being taken. So they are called as the political executives. Okay, and it is signified that the government of an country. So they are signified. They are representing the government. So they are called as the. It is an significance. The government of our country. The one where people are appointed as a long term. So where you can find the people who are appointed in long term is the permanent executives. So for long time when they were appointed, it is called as the permanent executives. Okay, so their term of retirement will be different. That is, might be from 65 to 62 years of difference. At the age they may get retired. So the people working for civil services are called as civil servant. Okay, so they come under the permanent executives. Okay, my dear students, now we are able to understand the difference between the political and the permanent executive. So okay, so now we'll go in detail about the difference between the political executive and the permanent executive. So if you see, you can see here that this political executive is the executive who are elected by the people. So as we saw previously, for the specific period. Okay, so they are called as the political executive. Okay, so what is the first point of political executive? Executive who are elected by the people for a specific period. It's called as political executive. And next thing is permanent executive. The permanently executed or salaried person with civil servant. Okay, so they are salaried people with civil servant who are appointed as a long term person. Okay, and here political executives examples. This political leaders. So political leaders like Prime Minister, Council of Ministers are the political executives. Then the example for the permanent executives are IAS, IPS and IFS officers. They come under the civil service. So they are called as the civil servant. Okay ma. So third point regarding the difference of political and permanent executive is, you can find like they remain in office only so long as they command and confined the major member of the parliament. So if you see, MLAs, MPs are there, no? So when they are there, when their ruling time is there, during that time only they can be called as the political executive. After that they are not called as the political executives. But here in permanent executive, they remain in the office even when their ruling party is changed. or if the ruling party is being dissolved, you can find they will be remaining in their own posting. Their tenure of office, tenure means the year, okay, the year of there in the posting is fixed to 62 or 65 years of retirement. When that happens only, he will be coming out of the permanent executive. But the political executive may change 5 years once. They are flexible, but the permanent executive are fixed. Okay, ma'am? So, next thing you see, they are answerable to the people for all the consequence of their decision. So, whatever decision they are taking, no, they are answerable to the people. Now, regarding school reopening, they have taken decisions, right? So, still it is prolonging, still they don't want the school to be open. So, the decision once it is taken, it is getting delayed, it is getting issues arise upon it, and where they are supposed to consult and make another decision. So that is how it is going on. Okay, so they cannot be just like that taking a decision. They are answerable to the people, so they have to consult and only take decision. Okay, so that is the another thing. Then you can see that in the permanent executive, they are not answerable to the people. They are not answerable to the people. They are answerable only to the government. Okay, ma? Then there are more powers. So, in the political executives. So, political executives have lot of power and they take all the final decisions. So, the political executives have more power comparing to the permanent executives, and they are the final decision makers also. But you can find that their time is being restricted for only 5 years. So, you can find that their time of running or time of powerfulness is very less comparing to the permanent executives. Then, in the permanent executive, we find they are less powerful. They are less in power. Yes, so they are very less in power. They do not take decisions. So they don't have even any right to take decisions on their own. Instead, they assist. They are assisting the political executives in carrying out to the day-to-day administration. So they are just helping the political executives to carry out whatever laws implemented, whatever policy is implemented in a very good and effective manner. So that is the function of the permanent executives. Yes, ma? Now we understood what is the difference between the permanent executive and the political executive. You got the idea? Yes. So we'll have a quick recap of this. Okay. So if you see, we have the political and the permanent executives. In the decision making authority, the supreme power lies in the hands of the political executives. Okay, so these political executives are being supported by the members of the parliament. Without their support, it is not possible for the political authority to decide something. Okay, so here the final signing and the circular will be signed and sent to the common people through the permanent executives. Okay, so even though they don't have any role in the decision making authority, you can find that they will be the person who will sign and circulate the government orders. Okay, so that is the another thing. So we see here in the day-to-day activity, day-to-day decision making, the supreme power lies in the political executive only, but it is not there in the permanent executive. Okay, so the political executives are the one who is elected by the people for a specific period of time is called as the political executive. So they are specifying their own government. Okay, and there will be like people are appointed as a long-term basis. Okay, so they are coming under the permanent executive. So they come under the permanent executives. In this, you can find the civil servants as the major category. The people working for the civil servants, civil service, they are called as the civil servant. Okay, and so next thing, if you see here, is that the difference between the political and the permanent executive. So political executive is being elected by the people for a specific period of time and called as political executive. Permanent executive is being a salaried person with civil servant. Okay, his time of ruling will be long time. Okay, example for the political executive is political leader. Okay, prime minister, council of ministers will be included in the political executive. Then permanent executive, IAS, IPS officers, IFS officers will be included. Okay, they remain in the office only as a long term and they command and confine are being given major support by the parliament. So when they will be surviving, when they are being the ruling party and when they have the control of the parliament, you can find the political executive having the power. But in the permanent executive, it finds they remain the office even the ruling party changes or opposition party changes, they will be remaining the same until their tenure gets over. Okay, so their tenure is fixed. Okay, and the political executive are answerable to the common people, so they are very conscious about the decision making. But the permanent executives are not answerable to the people. They are supposed to assist the political executives. Political executives, they are more powerful in decision making. Okay, now even in the final decision making we can say. But the permanent executive is less powerful and it don't have any decision making authority. As I told you already, it is just an supportive, assisting the political authority is being done by the permanent executive. So this is what is about the political executives 5.3 module. Okay, my dear students, so please go through it and write the difference between the political executive and the permanent executive. Okay, my dear students. Okay, remaining we'll see in the next class. Thank you.